lead, but have not beaten the Zags since December of 2010 and have not won here since December of 2007 when both teams were ranked. That's when Tony Bennett was coaching Washington State. They beat the Zags 51-47. Inside to Graham Ike. They go inside right away. He's triple teamed and a foul called against the Cougars just 18 seconds into the game.
Well, it didn't take long to see what the strategy was going to be. Graham Ike touches the ball immediately, surrounded by 3 jerseys. Obviously respecting his game as one of the best bigs in the country.
Jerome Morton called for the foul for Washington State. Here's Ike going to work again. Inside to Adam Miller, the floater in the lane, and the Zags on the board first. Starting 5 for David Riley in Washington State. And for the Cougars, 11 and 15, having lost their last 2 after a 3-game winning streak. These 2 teams played down at Beasley Coliseum in Pullman about a month ago. And in a Gonzaga 86-65 win over the Cougars in Pullman. Attacking the basket in transition, but Jalen Warley has his shot blocked, and the Cougars take control. Starting 5 for Mark Hugh and Gonzaga. Still no Braden Huff, who is missing his 8th consecutive game. And they said the timetable for Huff was 4 to 8 weeks. And looking at Braden Huff earlier, doesn't appear to be anytime soon. Gonzaga will get him back as a 3 missed by the freshman Ace Glass.
And he adds such a dimension to their game when you talk about pairing him with Graham Ike.
And Ike makes it 4-0 Gonzaga. Ike, 30 or more in 3 of the last 5 games. He's scored at least 20 in each of the last 5. And has really come on here down the stretch, especially the absence of Braden Huff. Here's a 3 on the way, and it goes for a Hards. Favors the junior from Latvia. Quickly back the other way. The Zags attack in transition. Andy Okafor blocks the shot of Emmanuel Inochinti, but there is Graham Ike to clean it up.
It's been 2 tremendous blocks at the rim for Washington State. But Ike, the man in the right spot at the right time.
Freshman Glass leads the Cougars, averaging 16.5 per game. 3 times has been West Coast Conference Freshman of the Week. Shot clock rolling down on the Cougars. Step back, lean in, and a prayer that goes up, and a foul called, and Graham Ike lunging at Jerome Morton, who will shoot 3 for Washington State. So got an explanation from Chance Moore, one of our officials tonight. They're going to go to the monitor here is on that last call to see if the shot clock had expired prior to the foul being committed by Ike. Marquise Pettigrew, Chance Moore, Deldre Carr, a terrific crew working this game. And it did appear Ike fouled Jerome Morton before the 3-point attempt, or before the shot clock expired on the 3-point attempt.
Yeah, and Ike did everything he could to try to get out of the way, but just enough contact to result in 3 free throws. And that's going to be key for the Zags, keeping him on the court. 1 foul early is not a big deal, but that second foul, if you're the Zags, you want to keep him safe for the next 10, 15 minutes.
83% foul shooter Jerome Morton, a transfer from Morehead State. Starting the last 12 games for Washington State now, is taking over as the starting point guard. He had a big game down in Pullman against Gonzaga, went for a career-high 16. 1 more for Jerome Morton. Last year led Morehead State in assists, 2 years for Morehead State. His first year at Wazoo, and he ties the game at 6.
Witnessing early the power of the 3-ball. Washington State, 1 made 3 and 3 free throws is all they have in the opening minutes, but it's enough to stay even.
The floater from Adam Miller, and the Zags reclaim the lead. Already 4 for Miller, who's off to a good start.
Yeah, and Adam Miller's a spot-up shooter, but right now with this Gonzaga team, he cuts off the ball and not afraid to penetrate.
Entry pass thrown away. Emily Alaho threw it to Gonzaga, quickly back the other way, and a foul, and 2 free throws coming up for Braden Smith. Now Gonzaga's a team, Corey, that doesn't necessarily shoot a lot of threes, but they attack, they can score quickly as they average almost 88 points per game.
Yeah, they're a team that puts the ball where it needs to be. If you let them get the one-on-one in the post, they've got some of the best passing bigs in the country. They're not afraid to score 2s all night if that's what it takes, but you're right. When the 3 presents itself, they shoot it as good as anybody.
2 shots for Braden Smith, 82%. And Smith, who redshirted last year after playing his first 2 years at Colgate, and with the plethora of guards that Gonzaga had last year, and you look at Nembhard, Hickman, Caleb Battle, Braden Smith electing to redshirt and has taken over as the starting point guard, running the show for Mark Few. And now some pressure from the Zags, who've had to alter the way they play in the absence of Huff. Insert Jalen Worley into the starting lineup as Ndie Okafor traveled. And he lost control, and back the other way we go with the Zags.
And not a smart decision right there for Okafor to kind of get in no man's land. Either going to take it up for the shot or set up the offense, but I think he got a little bit ahead of himself, and the Zags forcing back-to-back turnovers.
With Braden Huff in the lineup, Gonzaga could pound it inside. We had Ike and Huff, and those two were devastating for defenses to deal with when Gonzaga had the ball at that end of the floor as Jalen Worley goes inside. And it's a different-looking Gonzaga team. What have you noticed now that Jalen Worley has taken over in that spot?
When the ball comes back out, you see more situations like that. Floaters in the lane, guys cutting off the ball. When it was Huff and Ike, they spent a lot of time passing to each other. You double team one, they would drop it to the other, and they would kill you in the paint. But now, with this lineup, the guards are eating a lot more for Gonzaga.
6 straight points for the Zags. 10 to shoot for Washington State. Ace Glass trying to create. Glass across the key, rattles out, and the rebound, Ndie Okafor tried to save it. It goes to Gonzaga at the baseline. 6 straight points, the Zags up 6 on the Cougars.
No surprise. I think there's no question that this league boasts 3 tournament teams for sure. Having seen all 3 teams, can definitely say they've earned it. Their resumes demand at this point that they get some postseason recognition.
Some pressure from Washington State. Adria Rodriguez, a senior from Spain, comes in. Also first time Simon Hildebrand has been on the floor.
And a 3-2 zone by the Cougars to start coming out of this timeout.
Slicing inside, and the layup missed by Emmanuel Inocenti. And it's cleared by Washington State.
Well, I said this earlier, the Zags do such a good job of cutting without the ball.
Point and the 3 missed by Emily Alaho.
Yeah, point blank miss, but they're always staying active. When that ball goes inside, they don't just stand and watch.
The double team comes at Ike. Finds the cutting Inocenti.
Great preparation by the Zags. Ike being the facilitator right now for the offense.
Emily Alaho goes to work on Graham Ike. On the drive into the bucket. And the quick burst by Adria Rodriguez.
Rodriguez taking advantage of that spacing. Everybody toeing the line, nobody home as a shot blocker, going right to the rim.
And Rodriguez, not necessarily a threat to shoot from the outside. Penetrates, got to the bucket. That time he leads Washington State in assists and steals on the year. Corner 3. And the miss from Braden Smith, but kept alive by Gonzaga. Deep 3 out of Miller. Miller just 31% on his threes. Back the other way. The 3 off the mark from Emily Alaho. And Graham Ike hands it off to Braden Smith. Miller again. In and out on the 3 and the rebound. Emily Alaho for the Cougars. Step back three. And the stroke from Jerome Morton.
One of those players out there that can really get hot in a hurry, playing within himself in the opening minutes, but you see that step back, that's pretty much an unstoppable shot for him.
Manuel Innocenti, the drop off, and the bank. Jalen Worley's first points of the night. Worley previously was at Florida State, Virginia, and has taken over in that starting spot of the absence of Braden Huff. Emily Alaho, skip pass, up and under and a three, short from Richard's Favors. The lob for Graham Ike underneath, and the dunk for Ike.
When Graham Ike runs the floor like that, ISO one-on-one, he's unstoppable. Beautiful seal, great high-low.
14 of the 21 for the Zags in the paint. They lead the country in paint points per game. And the crowd silence in the pull-up jumper by Richard's Favors.
And Roxy, to your point, the vast majority of these early buckets are assisted buckets. Zags doing a great job with the ball movement.
8-point lead for Gonzaga, and Graham Ike's presence in this one.
The big fella, Graham Ike, using his size in the paint. Total.
Ranked Miami of Ohio squad. Be fun to watch my guy, Mr. Enthusi Adams. Mark Adams on that call. By the way, Mark Adams, a former Washington State assistant coach when Kelvin Sampson was coaching the Cougars just a couple of years ago.
A lot of connections there. A little traumatic graphic. I mean, Arizona takes their first loss. Miami of Ohio bounced us out of the NCAA tournament in the first round back in '95. So I don't know why you put that up. I thought you were my friend.
I didn't put it up. Don't look at me. I don't run graphics. I got enough problems keeping this seat filled.
Well, they're off to an outstanding season, and you look at their remaining schedule, they could possibly go the entire regular season without a loss. They're heavily favored.
Tyon Grant Foster has his shot blocked, and the Washington State Cougars come away with it with Parker Garrett's long pass ahead for Ndi Okafor, who's hounded by Ismaila Diane. And Okafor missing in the size of the 7-footer, affecting Okafor. Out of bounds, it goes to Gonzaga. Tomorrow night, ESPN2 men's college basketball. SEC doubleheader. Number 14 Florida in Athens squaring off against Georgia. High-scoring Bulldogs at 7 Eastern. And then Tennessee and Mississippi State. Like everything else, both are available on the ESPN app. Steele Venters short on a three, and it's last touch by Washington State. Will stay at this end, and at Gonzaga basketball is Venters, who played for David Riley at Eastern Washington, just up the road by about 20 minutes or so. Riley spent 3 years as the coach at Eastern Washington, now in his second year at Washington State. Venters missing another three, and a foul going for the rebound, and it's on Gonzaga. And it's on Ismaila Diane. And the first on the sophomore from Senegal is the young coach, David Riley. And look, over the years, Washington State has had success with some young coaches. And not just Riley, a young Kelvin Sampson, who was 30 when he took over as the Washington State coach. George Raveling, Tony Bennett. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic with David Riley.
No question about it. Just 37 years young, in control of this Cougar team and program, rebuilding.
And the floater by Mario Sainz-Supiri, the freshman from Spain. Back to a 10-point lead. The Zags match their largest. And again, points in the paint.
Key moment here for Gonzaga with the starters resting on the bench at the 10-minute mark. Can they build on the lead, or can the Cougars try to gain some ground?
Three-pointer missed by Simon Hildebrand, as Mark Few has had to kind of reinvent this team in the absence of Huff, and Gonzaga still optimistic they will get him back at some point. but players like Jalen Worley have slid into a different role, and Davis Fogel right here, the freshman, has played brilliantly the last couple of weeks. Missed the pull-up jumper, and Simon Hildebrand, the transfer from High Point, the rebound for the Cougars.
Yeah, Rox, when players go down, it changes your team in ways that, you know, the casual fan may not be able to see in terms of how the offense works and what kind of shot opportunities get created.
Steal for the Zags. Tyon Grant Foster. Shot clock inside 10. On the drive to the bucket and the lay-in. Mario Saint-Supiri.
Good patience right there. Had the mismatch. Took his time.
Cougars trying to snap out of a drought of about 3 minutes. And coming over, it's Davis Fogel to block the shot. Here come the Zags in transition. Saint-Supiri goes behind the back. Strip, Davis Fogel lost it, picked up Indy Okafor for the Cougars. Here comes Wazoo. And a turnover again, and that's been an issue for the Cougs this season. The turnover margin has not been their friend as the Zags benefiting going in transition.
Transition right here. This is good recognition. You space out the big man, draw him out to the top of the key. Little crossover down the lane, easy layup. And to your point, for the Cougars, they hunt the three-point shot, but right now, not any real threat in the paint, so it doesn't open up the outside jumper.
There's about 360 Division I college basketball teams. Washington State ranks 343rd in turnover margin, which is something David Riley is not used to seeing with his teams. Open on the baseline, and the freshman Davis Fogel with his first points.
Yeah, that turnover margin, really night and day when you talk about having a program that can win close games.
Another giveaway for the Cougars. That's their 8th turnover in 12 minutes. To the bucket, and off the window. Tyon Grant Foster, timeout Washington State.
Too much Gonzaga, the second unit putting in work. Taking advantage of the single coverage, taking advantage of the double and triple coverage. That's why he's an unstoppable player.
Gonzaga already outscoring Washington State 20-2 in the paint. The last time these two teams played, the Zags outscored Washington State and Pullman 52-12 in the paint. That's what they do. It's not just, okay, they score and how efficient they are, but they really pound and attack you inside the lane. They lead the country in points in the paint. In fact, they've capitalized on these turnovers that Washington State has made recently, getting into the lane as a 3 missed by Simon Hildebrand.
Cougars just 2 for 8 from beyond the arc. Over half their shots have been three-pointers. They're just not knocking them down.
Gerhards Favors with the rebound for Washington State. Good move in transition to the bucket. And a foul will get Jerome Morton to the line, who aggressively went inside and slow to get up for Gonzaga is Mario Saint-Supiri, who is hunched over near the bench. Saturday, 8 Eastern on ABC and the ESPN app. Women's College Game Day crew will be at the Maravich Center in Baton Rouge to get you up for the biggest game of the night. Joyce Edwards and number 3 South Carolina take on number 6 LSU, Flau'jae Johnson. What a matchup that's going to be. Saturday on ABC, 8 Eastern with the College Game Day crew. And they are going to the monitor here to review that last sequence. So for a potential flagrant is Mario Saint-Supiri was the one who got banged up in that last sequence. Now the foul was called on Saint-Supiri. His first. this will put Washington State at the line. They looked at it. It did not warrant anything beyond what was called on the floor in the common foul against Gonzaga. Jerome Morton will shoot 2. He's already 3 for 3 from the line. And one more coming for Morton, who leads the Cougs with 7. And here's your interesting number of the night already. Gonzaga has made 13 field goals. Washington State has attempted 13.
One of the things about this Gonzaga team that's a luxury, you take your starters out and you're up 8, and your starters enter the game up 16, and that just compounding interest, the way they keep the pressure on. They don't have role players. They just have players, and they come at you in waves.
Shot clock at 5. Davis Fogel to a driving Jalen Warley. Goes off the glass. Got a running start. And a 3, it's blocked. Davis Fogel lunging at it. Back the other way. Fogel gets rewarded.
Fogel has been the spark for Gonzaga, coming off the bench, making great plays on the defensive end. He makes another one right there and gets rewarded with the jam.
Ace Glass in the lane, and a travel. 9th Cougars turnover.
Boy, just the presence of Graham Ike forcing the turnover, but right here, great closeout anticipation, the wingspan, and then you got to hook him up. Fogel with the breakaway dunk.
Everything rolling Gonzaga's way in the first 14 minutes of this one. As David Riley mixing things up, trying to change his defenses, anything to get Gonzaga out of rhythm.
Sometimes when you play on the road, a made bucket is the best defense you can play, but made buckets have been too few and far between for the Cougars so far in this first half.
And off the window, the floater from Ace Glass, and the freshman's first points, but quickly back. Graham Ike converts at the other end for Gonzaga.
Rox, it's been a long time since I've seen a big man with his hands and footwork. That was an amazing catch in traffic, and he finished without traveling.
Sometimes there's an advantage of being slow getting back on defense. Everything missed, and Braden Smith controls. Graham Ike turns baseline, and the rebounds were hard favors for Washington State. Ace Glass, nice move through the key.
Beautiful move by Glass, and the Cougars are going to need more of that, a guy who can turn it on whenever he needs to.
Glass, an interesting story. He was originally committed to go to Texas A&M to play for Buzz Williams. Then when Buzz Williams left to take the Maryland job, Glass reopened his recruitment. And it's nuts because as the entry pass to Graham Ike with the spike, and Ike with 10. But David Riley didn't really recruit Glass coming out of high school. Then it was reopened. There was a connection to Glass, and David Riley entered the fray, and Ace Glass made a visit, committed on his visit to Washington State. Here come the Zags again. Fogel is bumped. +1, Davis Fogel.
There's been one player that's been the difference for the Zags in the first half, and it's Mr. Fogel. The theft, coast to coast for 3 the hard way, bringing that energy off the bench. One of the top players on this team when you talk about productivity over minutes, and you see why he's a special player tonight.
The freshman who was a 4-star recruit, ESPN's national recruiting director, Paul Biancardi, had Fogel ranked number 38 in his ESPN 100. As Fogel committed to Marquette the summer of his junior year of high school. And he has really emerged, and Mark Few could not have been talking more glowingly about Fogle, his emergence recently, especially in the absence of Braden Huff.
Yeah, he's definitely had a couple of players fill in the blanks and the gaps that are left by Huff going down, and Fogle's contributions have been timely. The Zags just keep coming after you in attack mode.
Foul on the floor on Gonzaga. Zags up.
Forcing anything, and we talk about their depth, but their defense, shot selection, they're connected as a unit. They have all the earmarks of a team that could play for a national championship.
And a Gonzaga team that's already reached 20 wins. It is the 29th consecutive season Gonzaga's had 20 or more wins. Long rebound, Braden Smith running. Adam Miller skips to the bucket and lays it in.
And that's not great defense right there by the Cougars. You have a missed shot that leads to a 2-on-1 fast break. Got to have better transition defense than that.
ND Okafor down low. Okafor in his second year at Washington State after 2 years at Cal. And the miss, and it's claimed by the Bulldogs. Gonzaga 61% from the field, 11 assists already on 19 made field goals. The Cougs have turned it over 10 times and are just 6 for 19 from the floor.
And Roxy, it's not about strategy at this point. They've tried man-to-man, they've tried zone. They just have to ratchet up their intensity.
That's a shot clock violation. And a Gonzaga turnover, just their second of the ball game. ESPN NBA Wednesday doubleheader loaded with star power. Jalen Brunson and the Knicks in Philly to take on the Sixers at 7:30 Eastern. And then Wemby and the Spurs in the Bay Area against the Golden State Warriors. NBA Countdown. Tips off coverage at 7 on ESPN and the ESPN app. Ace Glass steps into a three. And Jalen Worley rips down the rebound, and Worley's been playing through a pretty good Charlie horse recently. Trying to find Mario Sain's superior backdoor and throws it away. So the Zags go about 17 minutes committing 1 turnover, and they've turned it over each of their last 2 possessions. Gives Mark Few something to talk about at halftime.
Yeah, something to complain about. They've done a great job on the defensive glass, only giving up 1 offensive board so far in this half, and that's really what's led to this drought from the Cougars. This one-and-done offense where they get a good look or they turn it over, as they nearly turn it over right there.
Kept alive by Wazoo. Jerome Morton, the fall away. And a long rebound tipped out to Mario Sain Supiri. Adam Miller in the lane, and is fouled. Will get to the line, and Ace Glass may have taken a finger in the eye. And the foul on Washington State, and a couple of free throws, and Miller checking on the freshman Glass. And the second foul on Adria Rodriguez of Washington State. And Adam Miller, who has bounced around quite a bit, which is pretty common in college basketball these days. Miller, last 2 years at Arizona State. Prior to that was at LSU and also at Illinois, where he played his freshman season. And Miller in double figures with 10.
Yeah, Miller's a great complementary player to the inside play of Ike, a guy who can stroke the three. He's got the physical build, he can defend, but he's added a lot of in-between to his game this year here at Gonzaga, being able to knock down the mid-range and get out in transition.
Ace Glass, and he's bodied, will get to the line. And the foul, there's a block on Gonzaga. First on Adam Miller. And Glass, who is an 88% foul shooter, will shoot 2 for Washington State. The Rancho Cucamonga, California native, Ace Glass. The double figures in 22 of the Cougars' 26 games this year. And one more coming up for Glass.
right now, the free throw line, the best friend of the Cougars. They've got 6 made free throws, but only 6 made field goals here in the first half. And no, we weren't expecting that kind of offensive drought from a team like this. They shoot the ball very well, but early on, just not being able to connect.
Adam Miller, too strong on the 3. And the long rebound, Adria Rodriguez. And here comes Wazoo. Spinning is Glass. And Glass creative, getting inside. Wouldn't fall on the rebound. Ismaila Diane for Gonzaga. Final minute of the first half. And the Cougs have just 21 points. Their lowest scoring half was against Seattle U when they had 22.
If you're Coach Mark Few, you got to be pleased with the effort out of your crew this first half. You've been able to play 10 different players, and they've played outstanding defense the entire half.
And a foul. Ndie Okafor called for a hold. Not in the bonus yet, Gonzaga. That's the 6th on Washington State. But Gonzaga's led by as many as 25. Adam Miller leads the Bulldogs with 11. 10 for Graham Ike, who just checked back in. Jerome Morton leads Washington State with 8. Backdoor from Mario Saint-Supiri. Flies across the key. And there's a stoppage for a timeout. And with 37 seconds left in the half, Gonzaga smashed their largest lead. WCC, again, 3 teams in the top 41 in the net, with Gonzaga number 7. And they'll be at Santa Clara coming up Saturday night in a big showdown with, right now, the surprising Broncos sitting atop the West Coast Conference.
Yeah, the Broncos doing everything they can to keep that half-game lead on the Zags. And aside those top 3 teams, there's a log jam of a bunch of other teams within a game and a half of each other.
Cougars tied for 5th in the WCC. 1 game by Pacific, who's in 4th. And the offensive rebound, Jerome Morton. Cougars can back it out for the last shot of the half. And there is an issue with the shot clock and Chance Moore stopping play. They actually cannot play for the last shot of the half. They had turned the shot clock off. But when you grab an offensive rebound, it goes back to 20 and not 30. They can milk it down far, but not run the clock out here at half number 1. The Zags defense has been terrific in really all aspects of this first 20 minutes. They have been sensational.
Contesting shots, defending without fouling, limiting the Cougars to 1 and done on the offensive end, and they're forcing another turnover.
Last touch by Washington State, and now it's the Zags with 10.9 left in the half. And Mark Few using that opportunity to get Graham Ike back on the floor. Gonzaga 61%. The only thing they haven't done in this first half is shoot the 3 well. They've done everything else tremendously.
When you put up 46 points in a half, when you're getting layups and dunks and transitions, sometimes the 3 is the last thing you're thinking about. They've been able to get downhill and live in the paint all throughout the first half.
Mario Saint-Supiri takes us to halftime. Lowest scoring first half for Washington. Turnovers. Then you see the paint numbers, 32-6 Zags, who also have 15 fast break points in the first half. Gonzaga shot 62%. Washington State just 26% and 2 of 13 from 3. And the Cougs turn it over 11 times as Ace Glass launches a 3. Long rebound, Braden Smith. Outlets in transition. Adam Miller cuts to the bucket. Missed the layup and the rebound. Ace Glass for the Cougars.
Cougars ran a great set coming out in the second half. Got a wide open look. Almost gave up a transition bucket. One possession at a time for them to try to change the tempo of this game.
Gerhards favors. 3. Washington State, who went about the final 5 minutes of the first half without a field goal. And a 3, the second triple tonight for Gerhards favors.
They are going to have to take a page out of Gonzaga's book here defensively. They've got a huge uphill battle against the Zags team. Plenty of time. But it starts with this zone defense. Can they be aggressive? Limit the Zags to just one shot.
Slithering in along the baseline. The reverse for Jalen Worley.
Talked with Worley earlier today about how he fits into this Gonzaga offense. Says he's a facilitator, a guy who wants to make sure everybody plays well and feels connected.
Starting in place of the injured Braden Huff. As Graham Ike battling with Andy Okafor. And the drop step to the bucket, the first points tonight for Okafor. Worley at the high post. Graham Ike on the baseline.
Roxy, it doesn't get much more NBA ready than that. The step back, face up, taking his time. He's got the jump shot, great post moves.
How about him battling with Okafor, doing his work defensively here?
It's about pride. He's an old school player, doesn't want to get scored on, wants to dominate the paint.
And he grabs the rebound. Here come the Zags in transition. Adam Miller attacks. Miller across the key. Andy Okafor blocks the shot. Pulled out by Braden Smith for the Bulldogs.
Nice.
Okafor adds to his total, leads Washington State blocks on the season. Braden Smith got his own miss, puts it back up, falls off, and the rebound grabbed by Gerhards favors for the Cougars. And the push on the perimeter, it's on Emmanuel Inocenti of Gonzaga. First on Inocenti.
Well, the face-up right here from Ike, you can see if anybody's coming for a double team. Nope, up and over, great follow-through. That's just too easy. But at the same point, at the same time, he makes it look easy.
Ten to shoot, Ace Glass. And he gets the runner to spin in. Three-time West Coast Conference Freshman of the Week, Ace Glass. And a push in the post. It's on Andy Okafor of Washington State. And the second on Okafor. Washington State, a high-scoring team as they score 77.5 per game. But the 21 points in the first half for Washington State, a season low. And David Riley had liked the way this team is starting to come together, even though they've lost their last two and won the previous three. Adam Miller launches a three off the mark, and the rebound grabbed by Washington State. And there's a foul going for the rebound, and it's on Jalen Worley of Gonzaga.
You know, Rax, we can talk about the shooting woes of the Cougars in the first half because there definitely were some, but ultimately just the turnovers really dug a hole that they got to try to find their way out of now. And the Zags just feasted on layups in the first half, and they're just too good to spot them multiple possessions and give them layups.
And another turnover by Washington State. That's their 12th tonight. David Riley, who went to college right here in Spokane at Whitworth. Although Riley grew up on the Stanford campus where his dad was a professor. And his uncle, tremendous football coach, a couple of stints at Oregon State, also a head coach in the NFL. Mike Riley. Inside to Ike. Spinning. Graham Ike. Cougars had bodies everywhere, and Ike still got it up and in.
Graham Ike is just living in prime real estate, 5'6" feet away from the basket. He's entirely too big and too talented to get the ball that deep.
Jerome Morton drives. Hards favors from the corner, short on the three. Rebound falls to Graham Ike. Long outlet out of Miller. Miller attacks. And good defense by Ace Glass of the Cougars. Jerome Morton will back it out. Now drive. Morton on the baseline. Muscles it up and in. Quickly, here come the Zags. Ike had it poked away. And the loose ball, and the Cougars come away with it. But the loose ball taken right back by Adam Miller. Ike over to Jalen Worley, who fumbled it out of bounds. He was home free for a dunk. 24-point lead for Gonzaga. Graham Ike to
that 5 would probably get to the NBA playoffs as rookies. They were that good. All Hall of Fame players.
If you put them on the floor right now, but they get to the NBA playoffs.
They might get to the play-in tournament. Who knows?
By the way, Michael Jordan averaged 13.5 points per game as a freshman.
They say the only person to ever shut Jordan down is Dean Smith. And Roxy, right now, that second crew for Gonzaga, some of the reserves out there, these are the players that kind of blew this game wide open in the first half. They're out here looking to continue with the offense.
Tyon Grant Foster through the key. And the rebound chased down by Emily Alaho. Here come the Cougars. And a foul on Mario Sain-Supiri. And a second foul on the freshman from Spain. Tomorrow night's ESPN2 men's college basketball SEC doubleheader. Todd Golden in number 14 Florida. In Athens to take on the high-scoring Georgia Bulldogs. That's at 7 Eastern. And then Nate Ament in Tennessee. And Starkville taking on Mississippi State. Like everything else available on the ESPN app. And a loose ball, but a foul committed by Tyon Grant Foster of Gonzaga as he knocked over Jerome Morton. Grant Foster, who changed his shoes at halftime. He's got the multicolor Kobe's going right now. But in the first half, would you ever wear the shoes that he had going on in the first half, Corey?
The best description I can come up with is he had on the Michael Jackson, Billie Jean glitter shoes. They were outstanding shoes, but no, I don't think I could have ever worn those or changed shoes at halftime.
Jerome Morton with a 3, and the Cougars have trimmed it to 21.
But
they were down by as many as 27.
Sorry, you know, it's look good, feel good, play good. That's the formula in modern day basketball.
Well, going back to high school, Tyon Grant Foster has always changed his shoes at halftime. One pair for the first half, one for the second half as he misses a 3. And the Cougars grab the rebound, and here comes Andrea Rodriguez. Jerome Morton across the key. Deflected out by Grant Foster. And we mentioned the shoes. So you see the ones he's got in the second half, those multicolored. This is what he was wearing in the first half.
That's amazing.
And he goes the other end of the spectrum in the second half in terms of the colors and the glitter in the first half.
You gotta have a lot of game to be that bold, Rox. You gotta back it up. You wear shoes like that, you gotta back it up. And he does back it up. Quite a player.
Grant Foster averaging over 11 points per game in his 8th season of college basketball. And it was well documented, him applying for the waiver to get this season. And it was granted right before opening night as he blocked the shot, tries to lead the fast break.
You know, Roxy, he's a player that obviously has changed his game a lot to fit in here with the Zags. The go-to guy, scoring a lot of buckets at Grand Canyon.
Foul on Simon Hildebrandt. And it's Graham Ike who will shoot a pair for Gonzaga. Yeah, Grant Foster had his waiver approved because of the medical issue. On November 3rd, the preliminary injunction was granted in a Spokane County courtroom. And then played for the Zags in the opener as one more for Ike. As Grant Foster has been at DePaul, Kansas, Grand Canyon. As Ike hits both. And the well-documented health issue and the heart issues he went through. Provided those medical red shirts, and luckily he's here today to talk about it, play again. Turnover by Washington State. Grant Foster was held out of basketball competition from November of 2021 through November of 2023 because of that heart issue. And it was finally cleared in March of 2023 to resume playing. Here he is, and he's fouled and will get to the line. It's the 3rd on Simon Hildebrandt.
It's so great to see him out here competing at a high level, given everything that he's been through and contributing to this team.
On the WCC, Stan Johnson brings the LMU Lions up to Stockton to take on the Pacific Tigers. And the Portland Pilots are rolling. The win against Gonzaga last week, taking on our guy Lav down in San Diego. As one more for Tyon Grant Foster. The free throws nailed by Grant Foster. Mark Few looks up at the scoreboard and sees the Zags are up 25. Trying to get win number 24 and go to 12-1. And it would tie them with Santa Clara atop the WCC. And the Broncos play tomorrow. And of course, big matchup on Saturday down in the Bay Area as Gonzaga will head down to take on the Broncos at Santa Clara.
And you know that Jim will be rocking. A lot on the line in that game. Good game for the Zags to try to gain some ground.
Transition 3, too strong from Parker Garrett's. And the only loss for Santa Clara in league play was right here about a month ago at the Kennel 2 Gonzaga. Davis Fogel in the lane, and Fogel gets the roll.
Well, he has been outstanding. And not just because he got a bucket right there, but his defensive intensity has been off the charts. Right here, Fogel taking the one-on-one, little tween, inside out. Once he gets to the lane, he uses his height, step through with the finesse finger roll. Just beautiful play.
Here's Graham Ike stepping out to the corner. Missed the 3. And kept alive, though, on the offensive glass by the Zags. Davis Fogel steps out, gets the flyby. Missed the 3. On the weak side, elevating. And leaving it short, Tyon Grant Foster for the Zags, clean it up. And it's Fogel again.
of the hour, Tavis Vogel.
Largest lead of the night for Gonzaga. And a steal. Emmanuel and a Tinty. Timeout, Washington State. 10-0 run.
Even though they're up big, the Zags pouring it on with the defense here in the second half.
And the Kennel Club is loving it. Mark Hughes' team has forced 16 turnovers tonight. You see the points in the paint for Gonzaga. And they've held Washington State to 31% for the field. Ndie Okafor in the lane. And Graham Ike called for a foul. And Ike in disbelief. ABC women's basketball doubleheader we have for you Sunday afternoon. Number 11 Duke hosting number 21 North Carolina. The Battle of the Blues at 1 Eastern. Then Madison Booker and 4th-ranked Texas taking on Talaysia Cooper and number 22 Tennessee in Knoxville. Like everything else, both available on the ESPN app. One more for Ndie Okafor. And he missed both.
And I had a fun fact all lined up. Do you know they were 16 of 16, no missed free throws in this game? I was just about to drop that gem, and we got jinxed.
Because you thought about it? It happened. You always blame me for the broadcast.
Exactly.
And a three from the corner, Emmanuel and a Tinty. Just the second three for the Zags tonight. And the lead is ballooned to 34. 13 straight for Gonzaga. A turnover. The Zags run on the floor. The lob. Trying to connect with Grant Foster. Cleaned up for Ike. And a technical's been called. Marquise Pettigrew calling a technical on Graham Ike of Gonzaga. It's also a personal, his third. And Ace Glass will shoot the technical. And the chin up. Glass will have one more.
And Graham Ike didn't even protest the technical foul, knew he was out of line.
Glass now in double figures with 10. Still 8:54 to go. Next up for the Cougars, they're off until next Wednesday when they'll play Pacific. And again, Gonzaga has that showdown at Santa Clara Saturday night. Emily Alaho, the 1-foot step back in the key. Graham Ike pulls it down. Davis Vogel, the drop off to Ike. And Ike will shoot free throws.
I'll tell you, Rox, Graham Ike's doing everything out here tonight. Grabs the rebound at the other end, takes a piece of jewelry off the floor, clears the path, and then comes down and gets fouled trying to score.
And Ike is taking a lot more on his plate in the absence of Brayton Huff. 8th consecutive game the Zags have played without him. And talking to Mark Few earlier today just about it, Graham Ike wants that. He welcomes that challenge of taking more responsibility.
And you got to give credit to the entire team because they haven't changed the formula. They still play through him, but he's comfortable giving it up, knowing that he's going to see double and sometimes even triple teams. So they still play through him. They keep him involved, but he's a lot more unselfish, knowing, hey, we've got other guys that got to fill in and create opportunities now that we're down a guy.
30 or more for Ike in 3 of the last 5 games. And Ike also has scored at least 20 in each of the last 5. And away from the ball, bodies went crashing as Emmanuel Inochinti goes to the deck with Emily Alaho.
You know, Roxy, so many times in basketball, guys are like, hey, give me the ball so I can do something. But with Graham Ike, it's, hey guys, give me the ball so I can get rid of it. And we can excel and advance as a team, and that's a really refreshing attitude.
Front end of the 1-and-1 miss by Alaho. Just a note on Ike, who leads the WCC with 3 30-point games. And again, all have come in the last 5, matching the total from the first 131 games of his career.
And you know what's amazing? The points, the rebounds, the assists. He does it all and still has a presence on the defensive end. He does it all without fouling.
3. Mario Saint-Supiri. He's got 11.
Boy, life is good when you've got a quote-unquote reserve point guard as good as he is. A starter on every other team in the conference, no doubt.
Ndi Okafor +1. Gonzaga, the Bulldogs, rolling here in the Pacific Northwest. And he's getting a tour of the West Coast of the United States as he's, for the most part, driving around the West Coast Conference, following his son, getting to watch him play. For example, he drove from Pullman to Portland for the WCC opener for Washington State, then up to Seattle for the game against Seattle U. Then Dad went back to Pullman for a home game in early January. Came here when Washington State played a game at Spokane Arena. Drove down to Moraga in the Bay Area, which is probably about 14 hours. Came back for their home game against Gonzaga. Then he decided to mail it in and he flew. He flew down to the Bay Area for the Washington State game in San Francisco. And then from USF, flew down to San Diego because of the split between USF and USD. Came back. Cougars had a 3-game homestand. Drove to Corvallis for the game last week. Drove back to Pullman for the game against Santa Clara and drove here today. This is a gimme for Maris Vavers to get here for this, but pretty cool. And sporting the Latvia jersey over there sitting behind the Washington State bench.
Gotta love it. Please tell me he's in a rental, not putting all those miles on his car.
I'd have to imagine it is a rental. That it's not easy to drive here from Latvia.
Yeah.
Approaching 7 minutes to play.
The Zags have had an answer for pretty much everything they've seen tonight. The zone, the man-to-man.
Shot clock winding down. Davis Fogel, not in time. Shot clock violation. The turnover committed by Gonzaga.
Davis Fogel having a monster game, looking to go viral with that last dunk attempt. Oh, you talk about staying hungry. Oh, my goodness.
Have to imagine it's a little more scenic out here for Maris Vavers as opposed to Richard Vavers' first collegiate stop, which was upstate New York, Quinnipiac.
Yeah, not a whole lot to do and see as opposed to the West Coast.
And a turnover by the Cougars. 18 giveaways for Wazoo tonight.
I could hear our good friend Bill Walton as his tour guide up and down the coast, telling him where to go.
No truck stops, please.
Yeah, what to do, where to go.
Emmanuel Inochinti in the lane. He's got 9. And a steal for Inochinti. And the defense continues for Gonzaga. Another steal.
Right now, the Cougars, they've just, any aggression they had to start this game is completely gone. They're being scored on at will. They're not really doing much on the defensive glass. It's just been a difference in effort between the two teams.
Good ball movement by the Cougs, and Rehards favors with the lay-in in transition. The junior from Latvia with 8.
You know, Rox, there's not a lot of teams that are going to come in here to the kennel and leave with a win. But I know for a fact that this Washington State team feels like they could have played a much better game tonight. But I don't know that he could have played a much better game tonight. Davis Fogel on the take once more. They send the double team trap. He splits it. Great ball handling, body control, finishing in the lane. Sign of things to come. This young man is going to be quite the player.
4th on Andy Okafor. And 1 free throw for Davis Fogel. And wave it off, a lane violation. And Ismaila Diane was in the lane too soon. To wipe out the free throw attempt. Ace Glass knifes his way through the lane. (78-42) Gonzaga. This is a team that could score in Washington State. And Gonzaga has really stifled them tonight.
Well, they started the game, missed a handful of threes, and it's just really been more of that. But what really did them in was the turnovers, Roxy. When this game was in single digits, they had several possessions where they came up empty. The Zags were able to convert, and once they got up double digits, it was tough for the Cougars to ever get in a position to get back in this game.
Rehards favors with the lay-in. And off the fingertips of Ismaila Diane. And a steal, Davis Fogel snares it right back, and Fogel with the hammer.
He has really put his mark on this game. Another steal on the defensive end.
Emily Alaho short on the 3. And the rebound knocked around and picked up by Adam Miller for Gonzaga. Fogel goes to work again.
He's
17
cooking.
for Fogel.
He is cooking, Rox.
They had a career high 19 earlier this year against Southern Utah. Ace Glass missing a 3. Rehards favors the offensive rebound and a foul. And Favors will head to the line. 3:10 to go. It is all Gonzaga.
On a team loaded with stars. Davis Fogel, they're not running any plays for me. They're not doing it.
As the Bulldogs, with a win tonight, will move into a tie, at least for the rest of the evening, with Santa Clara. The Broncos playing tomorrow, and then Gonzaga will be in the Bay Area Saturday night for a big showdown with the Broncos on ESPN. And Gonzaga tries to head into that matchup with the Broncos with a head of steam. Led by Graham Ike's 20 tonight. Davis Fogel with 17 off the bench. 4 Zags in double figures. As Rehards favors will shoot 2 for Washington State. One more coming up for Favors. He has 11. And a note for you on the Graham Ike, he's got 20 tonight. And it's the 6th consecutive game that Ike has scored 20 or more points. And it's the 4th longest streak by a Zag in the last 20 years for consecutive games with 20 or more points. Derek Rivio has the longest run, 8 straight back in 2006. Ike had a 7-game streak already. This was a couple of years ago. Kyle Wilcher had a 6-game streak as well.
And what's impressive about it is, you know, he's been good for a very long time. He's not sneaking up on anyone. He's seen every manner of junk defense, double teams, triple teams, zones. they still go to him and he's still productive. That's what's so impressive about that. When you're the guy, you're going to get targeted every night by the other coach and the other coach's defensive strategy. But Graham Ike remains efficient despite whatever defense he sees.
And they've leaned on him even more recently in the absence of Braden Huff.
Exactly.
And a turnover by the Zags. Here comes Jerome Morton for Washington State. And Morton will get to the bucket and get the roll. 15 for Morton. His two best games this year have come against Gonzaga at 15 so far here tonight. 16 the first time around, a season high in Pullman. Spin, a foul, and Tyon Grant Foster will head to the line. Foul is on Parker Garretts of Washington State. Grant Foster 2 for 2 from the line. The native of Kansas City on the Kansas side, not the Missouri side.
Is that an important distinction?
Well, they are different states and technically different cities. Grant Foster goes 1 for 2. The Cougs, who've lost a lot of close ball games this year. This one not necessarily in that category, but they're going to fall to 11 and 16. And some of those close games gone their way as Parker Garretts hits a 3. Could be a very different outlook for David Riley in Washington State. Approaching the final minute. This will be the 9th consecutive win for Gonzaga over Washington State. And it falls off from Steel Venters, and the rebound grab by the Cougars. And a season low in points potentially for Washington State tonight. Their season low is 55 as Davis Fogel blocks another shot. The Zags in transition. The lob to Fogel, and miscommunication. Fogel goes rolling around. And a foul on Washington State with 44.3 to go. But or rather, it's out of bounds to Washington State. No foul call.
You know, just when you think you've got enough distance, Fogel reminds you about that wingspan, that athleticism. Another block. And they try to hit him on the lob. That didn't work out. But, man, he has had a tremendous game. And it's all been on the defensive end. And then they reward him in transition.
Second most turnovers in a game this season committed by the Cougars. They will bus back home tonight, make the hour-and-a-half trek down to Pullman. Nice cut to the goal, and that'll be a goaltend. Count the basket to Rahard's favors.
Yeah, Rox, and that's really been the story for the Cougars tonight. The turnovers really just gave them no chance in the first half, and credit Gonzaga with a great defensive effort, and obviously their offense was playing well tonight.
Final seconds ticking off. Gonzaga improving to 24-2, 12-1 in the WCC as they run away from Washington State. A 30-point win at the Kennel as Gonzaga's moved into a first-place tie now.